In the fast-paced world of modern dating, where swipes and likes dominate the scene, sparking that instant attraction can feel like hitting the jackpot. You know that electric vibe where you just click with someone right off the bat, like you've known each other forever? Well, dude, what if I told you there's a subtle mind hack rooted in solid psychology that can help you amp up that chemistry without coming across as try-hard or creepy? We're talking about mirroring. A sneaky yet powerful technique that's all about syncing up with her on a subconscious level. It's not some shady manipulation tactic. It's more like tuning into the same radio station so the music flows naturally. Backed by decades of research, this hack taps into how our brains are wired for connection, making her feel drawn to you almost magnetically. In this essay, we'll dive deep into what mirroring is, why it works its magic on attraction, and how you can pull it off step by step. We'll sprinkle in real-life examples, common pitfalls to dodge, and even touch on the ethical side because, hey, consent and respect are non-negotiables in this game. By the end, you'll be equipped to turn those awkward first encounters into something straight out of a rom-com, all while keeping it real and genuine. First off, let's break down what this subtle mind hack really entails. Mirroring, often called the chameleon effect, is basically when you subconsciously copy someone's body language, speech patterns, or energy to build rapport. It's like being a human echo, but in a way that's so low-key she won't even notice it happening. Psychologists have been geeking out over this since the late 90s, when a landmark study defined it as the non-conscious mimicry of postures, mannerisms, and facial expressions. Picture this. You're at a coffee shop, chatting with a crush, and she leans in slightly while sipping her latte. Without thinking, you do the same a beat later. Boom! Her brain registers similarity, and suddenly you're not just some random guy, you're someone who gets her. This isn't voodoo, it's science. Our mirror neurons, those fancy brain cells that fire when we observe actions in others, light up like fireworks, creating a sense of empathy and connection. In the context of attraction, mirroring amps up that feel-good dopamine rush, making interaction smoother and more engaging. Studies show that when people mirror each other, they're more likely to feel positive vibes and even help each other out, which is huge for building trust right from the get-go. But why does this hack spark instant attraction specifically in women? Well, attraction isn't just about looks or smooth lines, it's emotional. Women often tune into subtle cues more than guys do, picking up on nonverbal signals that scream compatibility. Mirroring sends a message, I'm on your wavelength. It creates that elusive spark by fostering rapport, which is the foundation of any killer connection. Think about it. Ever had a date where everything just flowed, like you were vibing on the same frequency? That's mirroring at work. On the flip side, if you're stiff as a board while she's animated, it kills the mood faster than a bad joke. The beauty of this mind hack is its subtlety. It's not about grand gestures, but those tiny adjustments that make her subconscious go, this guy's awesome. And in today's dating scene, where everyone's got walls up from ghosting and catfishing, breaking through with genuine sync can make you stand out like a boss. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty, how to actually pull off this mirroring magic. We'll break it down into 3 core steps: body language, verbal cues, and emotional energy. Each one builds on the last, turning a casual chat into something charged with potential. Remember, the key is finesse. Overdo it, and you'll come off like a weirdo. Keep it natural, like you're just chilling with a buddy.
Step 1. Mirror her body language. This is the entry-level hack, but it packs a punch because nonverbal stuff makes up about 55% of communication, according to old-school psych guru Albert Mehrabian. Start by observing her posture without staring like a creeper. If she's crossing her arms loosely, wait a few seconds and do something similar. Maybe fold yours casually. If she tilts her head while listening, mirror that tilt when you respond. The delay is crucial. It keeps things subtle and avoids the monkey see, monkey do vibe. Why does this crank up attraction? It signals empathy and connection on a primal level. Mirroring body language shows you're attuned to her, which makes her feel safe and understood. 2 big wins in the attraction playbook. For instance, imagine you're at a bar, and she's gesturing wildly while telling a story about her crazy weekend. Match her hand movements lightly when it's your turn to talk. Suddenly, the energy sinks, and she's leaning in closer, laughing harder. I've seen this play out countless times. One buddy of mine used it on a first date at a concert. She was swaying to the music, so he mirrored her rhythm. By the end of the night, they were hitting it off like old pals, and she texted him first the next day. That's the power, man. But let's level up with some pro tips. Use proximity mirroring. If she shifts closer, inch in gradually, respecting her bubble. Studies back this. Shared physical space boosts oxytocin, the cuddle hormone that fuels bonding. Just don't invade. Read the room. If she's got closed-off vibes like crossed legs pointing away, mirror sparingly and try to lead her to more open postures. This pacing and leading technique from NLP means you match her first, then gently guide the interaction to a positive spot. Practice this in low-stakes scenarios like chatting with the barista. Over time, it'll become second nature, turning you into a body language ninja. Of course, cultural stuff matters too. In some spots, like the bustling streets of New York, people are more direct, so mirroring might need to be bolder. In chill Cali vibes, keep it laid back. And hey, if she's from a different background, be sensitive. Mirroring isn't about copying accents or anything offensive, it's about universal cues like smiles and nods. Slang-wise, throw in a "that's lit" if she's using similar lingo, but more on verbal stuff later.
Moving to step 2, echo her verbal cues. This is where the mind hack goes from physical to conversational, making her feel like you're truly listening, which, let's face it, is rarer than a unicorn in dating. Listen for her key phrases, tone, and word choices, then weave them back in naturally. If she says, "I'm totally obsessed with hiking because it clears my head," respond with something like, "Hiking clears my head too. What's your go-to trail for that Zen vibe?" See, you echoed "clears my head" without parroting like a robot. This builds in the psychology of validation. When you reflect her words, her brain gets a hit of that reward chemical, associating you with good feels. Research shows conversations with verbal mirroring last longer and leave people feeling more satisfied. It's like upgrading from small talk to deep talk in record time. Tone mirroring is clutch too. If she's hyped and talking fast about her fave Netflix binge, match that enthusiasm. "Dude, that show is fire. What episode hooked you?" But if she's mellow, slow your roll. Common slip up, over-echoing negativity. If she's venting about a rough day, acknowledge with, "That sounds super frustrating." Then pivot to positives. Don't dwell, lead the convo upward. Real talk, I once used this at a party in LA. This girl was raving about her epic road trip. I echoed epic in my story about a Vegas run, and we ended up swapping numbers after chatting for hours. It felt effortless because it was genuine. For online dating, this translates to texts. Mirror her emojis or slang. If she's all LOL and casual, reply in kind. Avoid formal stuff. Keep the vibe consistent. Advanced move, mirror her sensory words. If she's visual, "I see what you mean," use visuals back. If kinesthetic, "That feels right," echo that. NLP pros swear by this for deeper rapport. Now step 3, match her emotional energy. This ties the bow on the hack, creating that instant wow factor. Emotional energy is the overall vibe, bubbly, chill, introspective. Mirror it to create harmony, like jamming in a band where everyone's on beat. Psychology calls this emotional contagion. We catch feelings from others, and matching amps up likability big time. If she's pumped about a promotion, match with high fives and "that's awesome" energy. If reflective about life goals, dial it down to thoughtful nods. The trick? Observe first, then sync. Delay like in body mirroring. If she's low-key after a long day, don't blast in with hype, match her calm, then gradually lead to fun. This pacing builds trust. Mistake alert, faking it. Be real. If you're not a high-energy dude, don't force it. Authenticity wins every time. Example from the trenches. At an NYC rooftop bar, I met a girl who was raving about her epic road trip. I echoed epic in my story about a Vegas run, and we ended up swapping numbers after chatting for hours. It felt effortless because it was genuine. For online dating, this translates to texts. Mirror her emojis or slang. If she's all LOL and casual, reply in kind. Avoid formal stuff. Keep the vibe consistent. Advanced move. Mirror her sensory words. If she's visual, "I see what you mean," use visuals back. If kinesthetic, "That feels right," echo that. NLP pros swear by this for deeper rapport. Now, step 3, match her emotional energy. This ties the bow on the hack, creating that instant wow factor. Emotional energy is the overall vibe, bubbly, chill, introspective. Mirror it to create harmony, like jamming in a band where everyone's on beat. Psychology calls this emotional contagion. We catch feelings from others, and matching amps up likability big time. If she's pumped about a promotion, match with high fives and "that's awesome" energy. If reflective about life goals, dial it down to thoughtful nods. The trick? Observe first, then sync. Delay like in body mirroring. If she's low-key after a long day, don't blast in with hype, match her calm, then gradually lead to fun. This pacing builds trust. Mistake alert, faking it.
Be real. If you're not a high-energy dude, don't force it. Authenticity wins every time. Combining all steps, that's when magic happens. Mirror body for subconscious pull, verbal for mental click, energy for emotional bond. Practice holistically, maybe role play with a bro. Over weeks, you'll notice dates going smoother, with more laughs and lingering eye contact. But hold up, no hack is foolproof. Common mistakes can tank it. First, being too obvious. If you're copying every twitch, she'll think you're mocking her. Keep it subtle, bro. Second, ignoring signals. If she's not reciprocating, short answers, averted eyes, bail gracefully. Forcing attraction is a no-go. Fourth, forgetting context. At a formal event, tone down mirroring. Fifth, cultural blindness. What works in Texas might flop in Seattle. Adapt. Ethics time. This hack is for good, not for evil. Use it to build real connections, not play games. Consent is king. Always read her cues. Mirroring fosters empathy, which is rad for society. Long-term, it leads to healthier relationships, better calms, and less loneliness. In wrapping up, sparking instant attraction via this subtle mind hack is about harmony, not hacks. Master mirroring, and you'll turn heads without trying. Give it a shot next time you're out. You might just find that special someone who vibes with you perfectly. Stay real, stay respectful, and watch the sparks fly.